So a soft 6'10".
Soft 6'10" and a half.
And a half.
No, a hard 6'10" and a half.
Oh.
A soft 6'11".
We're gonna get it right one day. So
Like
when did you get to this height?
Like when was the moment where I was like, oh shit, I'm taller than everybody?
Yes.
And not all, but some black women did not necessarily want us. But then when we grow up now, because the same women that actually did not want me back then, now they want me now. And they have 3 kids with 2 baby fathers going crazy. Hey, big head, what's up? I see you in Miami turning up. I'm coming in for a weekend. We should definitely link up, you know what I'm saying?
But the trauma of that rejection is what turned you towards another ethnicity?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
It's really nice to hear someone admit that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to the ICU podcast, a space for self-reflection, personal development, and self-awareness. I have a very special person here, one of the first people that opened their arms to me when I got to Miami and has encouraged me to start this platform. Bishop, Marvel Bishop. How are you today,
How
sir?
are you doing?
I appreciate you coming on.
I appreciate you having me. And I just want to say that I'm extremely, extremely proud of you for definitely, just believing in yourself and just, just following your dreams, also just diving in and also listening to me on this podcast journey, because I do believe that this is one of your many, many paths that you're going to be embarking.
You are one of the many people that told me to start this.
Yes, ma'am. So we see you, we honor you, and we appreciate you.
I appreciate you. You want to tell the people a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so Marvel Bishop, the ace of all trades, the master delegation, the ultimate connector, luxury concierge host here based in Miami. I provide experiences for people that are in the 1%. If you're not the 1%, we make you feel like the 1%, and we do anything from cars, yachts, mansions, clubs, private security, transportation, events, sporting events, entertainment events, festivals, just providing that high-level curation for clients that do come here. And we're also based in 30 locations throughout the world as well.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
And how did you start? Like, where did the fruition of this vision begin?
Yeah, so originally from New York. I born in Miami, actually, but originally was raised in New York. When I was 2 months old, and I was raised by my aunt and my grandparents as well. I played sports. I played basketball. I played football. Did karate as well, and came here 2009, and I went to FIU. So what people don't know is that I actually was a photographer and videographer in FIU. So I did a whole bunch of shoots for fraternities, sororities.
That was your major?
So my major was actually sports and fitness.
Oh, okay.
So my boy Tommy Cadet actually taught me everything as far as photo and video, and then afterwards I took my talents and went to FIU, and then other than just, having the sports and fitness, I was also doing a bunch of photo shoots and video shoots for a bunch of departments and sororities and fraternities. So I was kind of like bouncing that back and forth. Wasn't really necessarily making as much money as I want to, but
that's all humble beginnings.
Yeah, it was. But I wanted to actually, prove myself and actually, I guess take myself to like another level. So at the same time, my aunt that was actually taking care of me, I was about 22, 23 years old, while still in FIU. I didn't really necessarily felt like the man that I wanted to be. So I actually called her and I told her to cut me off financially. I didn't want her to send me money. I didn't want any of my family members to just support me. I wanted to figure this shit out on my own. Mm-hmm. So I hung up with her. And then after I was like, okay, well, I gotta find a job. So, it's like I'm always the person I like to just try to throw stuff in the wall and see what sticks. So then after that, I was like searching around, and I hit up my guy, Jonathan Menacol. So he's one of the top bodyguards for David Grutman and the whole entire operations crew and their clients at Live. So I wanted to actually work at Live. This was like 2000, I believe, 11. And it was actually during.
Can I pause you for a second?
Of course, you can do what you want.
How did you get to Miami?
How did I get to Miami?
Yes.
Well, I went to Miami. That's a good question. So I went to my community college in New York. I played college basketball for AJ Winder, and I also played semi-pro for a few years. And then after that, I had a chance to maybe go to like Lithuania to play ball, but it didn't really make sense for me. And plus, I kind of needed to kind of stay back to take care of my family. So I was like, you know what? And basketball sports, even though I am 6'11",
solid 6'10" and a half.
A soft 6'11", a hard 6'10" and a half.
Oh, okay. I didn't get it right. I didn't get it right. I'm gonna get it right one day.
That's hate. That's hate, by the way. I didn't have to say it for your viewership. But no. 6'11" basically. So it's after 6'10" is almost the same thing. Honestly, it's crazy. Afterwards, I was like, you know what? Let me just go to Miami and see how that works. And my mom actually was still living here at the time as well too. And the interesting part about that whole thing is that, you know, my mom and we didn't really have like the best relationship at all, because she didn't take care of me, and also my aunt did, and I definitely had some resentment towards like her and also my brother. So after that, I was like, you know what, let me just come to Miami actually to like, you know, maybe rekindle that relationship to see like where that goes. A lot of turmoil has happened, but we're cool now. And then actually 2015, I actually found out my real father, which we can get out a little later. But let me just go to like 2011. So basically hit up my boy John. I was like, yo, I need a job. So he gave me a job at not Live, but Story, which is a sister club of Live. So it was actually opening up in December 26th, the day after Christmas. And yeah, after that, the rest was history. I did security for them for about 5 to almost 6 years. And I met so many people because I was actually in the DJ booth first. And that's very, very pivotal because, very, very important because I didn't have a jacket at the time because I was very like wide, you know what I'm saying? And I was kind of like sloppy as far as like, you know, the way I looked. And I couldn't find a jacket at the time. So since I didn't have a jacket, I couldn't go on the dance floor. So I actually was actually in the DJ booth. And because I was actually in the DJ booth, I was able to really like develop relationships with like all the owners of Story, David Grutman, Judge LaHoud, Rob Garcia, Chris Pacello, shout outs to him, you know, one of my mentors. I met so many celebrities too, Paris Hilton, Tyson Beckford, Leonardo DiCaprio, all like DJs, Tracy Elliott Ross, her grandson.
Oh, that's my favorite person.
Yeah. I met so many people because of that. And then afterwards, I got my jacket still after 6 months because I couldn't stop fronting anymore. I had to get a jacket sooner or later, so I got into the dance floor, and that's when I actually met my first client, Troy Gibson. So then after that, I took care of him at Story, and then afterwards, so the thing when it comes to nightlife is everybody goes to like, you know, after 2014, 11, the club was actually open. So everybody goes there for after parties, either there or maybe even space. So I took care of Troy, he left, and then I was like, you know what, let me just go to like, you know, 11 just to chill and vibe. And he was there. So he looked at me, and I looked at him, like, yo, like I actually took care of you. He's like, yeah, I remember you, you know, you just took care of us a while back. And he looked at me like up and down. He was like, you know, you should be my bodyguard. And I was like, yeah, you should be my bodyguard. So I hear that all the time, like even now, like even since I don't necessarily do security.
I think it makes a lot of sense.
It does make a lot of sense, absolutely, absolutely. So I looked at him and I was like, yo, I work for you right now. What's up? So he like pulled out a wad of hundreds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, gave me that money, and the rest was history. Like I went to Atlanta. He lives in Atlanta. I've been with him in Atlanta so many times. I went to Vegas like 20 times. New Orleans, like literally everywhere. And then from there, I had another meeting with my other client that I was taking care of, and he was like, I was like at a dinner party. And he was like, hey man, you know, like you've been doing security for like a long time, for about 6 years. You know, like you have a vernacular, you know, you're big, you're tall, like you're a presence, like you can't hide. But at the same time too, like your personality is very, very poignant, you know? He was like, I really love like how you like people gravitate towards you, like your energy, like, you know, like you're definitely dope. You definitely know how to like make people feel safe and be able to articulate yourself. He's like, why don't you come out with a concierge company? And I was like, concierge.
Isn't that so beautiful how people will see something in you and be
facts,
like, you should
facts,
do this.
Facts. And I think that's the reason why too, I actually bestow that wisdom and also do that, you know, with other people as well,
right.
You know? And I was like, what's that? And he kind of broke it down to me. He was like, yeah, like you do this, you do that. Like, you know, you do everything for clients that come into Miami. You take care of the jets, you take care of the hotels, you take care of private security, the reservations, you give them the whole entire experience. And then after that, yeah, I mean, my concierge company was born. So, you know, it was actually BES, Bishop Executive Services. And now it's Only the Best Concierge. So BES. That's what growth is about. Yeah, so that's pretty much, you know, how I got to be and, you know, like why I'm out here still today in Miami.
Okay, so with being in nightlife, because I met you in the gym, and I am not in nightlife at all. I have not touched nightlife.
At all.
I have not touched nightlife at all in Miami. It's just, if it starts after 10, I don't want to go. Like, that's bedtime to me. Like, I don't like messing with my recovery. Like, my fitness is really important to me.
I got you.
So through the years, how have you been able to try fitness with being in nightlife? Like, that is very, very rough.
That's a really good question, because there are not only just unhealthy people regardless, but there's also very unhealthy people on multiple levels in nightlife.
Of course.
There are people who don't drink enough water. There's people who drink too much alcohol. There's people that just dive into vices and women and sex and just a whole bunch of crazy stuff. I think for me, it was a twofold thing, because I am in nightlife and hospitality, and I have to take care of my body, because your body is your temple at the end of the day. But then also too, I'm also type 2 diabetic. So that being said, I have this rule where like I hardly drink. I think drinking is like the gateway to a lot of things that you don't necessarily want, especially if you can't really control yourself. Just think about it. Like, you're in a club, like even if you're taking care of people, like you got the music's loud, it's dim, you got beautiful women everywhere, you got alcohol, you got your boys as well too, or like you're taking care of people and people just dancing, whatever. It's like,
no, man, you got to be on point.
Temptation is crazy.
Disorientation leads to temptation.
Yeah, facts. So for me, it's I would say this, to be very, very frank. I am probably about 2 to maybe 3 years into taking like my fitness seriously. Shout out to Ron's Body. One of the best trainers I've ever had. But then back then, I did go to the gym, but I didn't really care that much. But I do think that what really kind of set me apart when it came to like my fitness is like, when the pandemic happened, because I did catch the vid, and I was like, no, I have to like take care of myself on top of that, as well as being in nightlife and just taking care of people. So just, putting yourself first is number one, and just making sure that you're a priority, because, being a concierge host, like, you're pouring into people so much. And if you don't pour into yourself, you're just going to be, pouring from an empty cup. Yeah. And if you don't do that, then like that can actually reflect upon like your performance and like how you actually serve people. So, it's like, it's more also like a level of discipline too, because no matter what, like especially now, I make sure that I go to the gym about maybe 4 to 5 times a week, clanging and banging, just do what I have to do. But no matter what happens beforehand, like I can go like today's Friday, right? Mm-hmm. I have a client tonight. I'm going to be at Live at Gunna, and I'm going to be there probably about maybe 12:30 to maybe 5 a.m. But then guess what? As soon as I wake up at 9, maybe 10, it doesn't matter what happens the night before. I'm going to be meeting Ron's at the gym at around 10 a.m. Mm-hmm. So it's like the ultimate level of discipline, but then also making sure that your nutrition is very, very important and very, very impactful. Because I try to drink as much water as much as possible. And also being, up that late can also have like adverse effects as far as like your sleep. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I don't like to go out at bedtime.
So this is not advice for anybody, okay? But this is what I do, okay? But I'll say this.
You need sleep for recovery.
Yes, you do. And not only sleep, but the type of sleep you get, how much sleep you get, right. What time you go to bed as well too, because with me, it's like I'm going to bed when the sun rises, and it's like that's not healthy too. But I've trained my body. Well, this is what I will say. I don't necessarily go out as much because I do a lot more remote work now and just like kind of take care of clients as far as like setting up things. But like if they want me to be with them and go out with them, like they're gonna have to pay the price, you know? So, but in the beginning, like I was like literally out maybe about 3 to 4 times a week. But now, it's a little bit less, but now it's like more quality service that I do than quantity, if that makes sense. But now we're in season. So between late October, like after Halloween, up until like after F1, which is in May, like Miami is crazy. Like we have.
Oh, really?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, just to kind of give you like a rundown, which is very, very important. This week we got the Latin Grammys. The next week we have Miami Fashion Week. Then the week after we have Art Basel. Then a week after that, then we have Rolling Loud. Then a week after that, then we have Christmas, New Year's. You know,
I was over here talking about a book fair.
No, we need to read. We need to read. You know what I'm saying?
There's
So
like a week-long book fair, and I'm like,
and then there's so many events with like, you know, January, February. Then we have Winter Music Conference. Then we have Ultra. Then we have F1.
My God.
You know, then we have Miami Swim Week. So there's a lot of things that's happening here in Miami
all the time.
So the most important thing for me is to make sure that I take little to no vices whatsoever. I've never done coke in my life. And
congratulations
for
being
ever.
strong.
I've never done it in my life, and I've seen it more than you would probably ever seen it in your lifetime. So,
I also lived in Medellin.
Fair enough. Yeah. So, you know, so just really just taking care of your body, but also just being very, very, very strategic on what you consume on all levels. Yeah. Not even just like alcohol, not even just like water, but also like who you actually are around as well too. Because my profession can be draining, but not draining in a bad way as far as like, oh my God, because I'm able to
Could be.
It can be. You know what? Let me thank you for correcting me. It can be because
you have to have a lot of self-awareness. And when did you come to the point that you were understanding that? Because it is really hard
that's a good
for a
question.
lot of people to learn how to manage themselves, let alone manage themselves around other people that may mismanage themselves.
So I would say this. I appreciate you asking that question. When I realized that moment where I was like, okay, I have to take this seriously when I was getting a little bit older, because I'm going to be 38 in December 1st. So that's number one.
Oh, what we doing for the birthday?
We're going to talk about it after the pod. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? We gonna turn up. We're definitely going to turn up. But what was I saying? Yeah, so like not even my age, but then also my other ventures on like really just taking care, really just understanding, I guess, my plight, because I'm like, okay, like all the businesses that I'm doing right now, this is like bigger than me. You know, like this is bigger than just, you know, like just going out and having drinks or like, you know, taking care of clients. Like, you know, like I'm like building something else that's coming from the concierge, which is my academy, where it's like, okay, now I'm getting into mentorship. Now I'm getting into teaching. Now I'm getting into bestow the wisdom experiences from everything that I've had to other people. So it's like, I literally have like people that like literally and also metaphorically look up to me in this industry. So when you actually have that type of responsibility that's instilled within yourself, you tend to, I guess, take things a lot more seriously. Like I would say this real quick before you start, and this is very gonna be good for you. Like people in the industry cannot point the finger on any girls that I've messed with or I've had relations with over the last decade. Nope, can't do it. Sorry, and I've done that strategically.
Okay,
Yes.
as you should, because that is like reputation. Your respect is in your reputation.
You have to protect your reputation with your life.
100%. So when it comes to managing relationships, because you're around people all the time,
Yeah.
like that's why I was like, how do you not find it draining to a degree? Because it's not to say that all of these, you're pouring into all these people, you're offering them a service, you're offering them and experiences. So you are essentially pouring into people. So when it comes to managing personal relationships that may turn into professional relationships or professional relationships that may become personal, how do you categorize or do you compartmentalize people? Like, how do you manage these relationships and look at intention? Because I'm sure that can be kind of skewed sometimes.
No, facts. And then also, like, what I would say when as far as like your question is, I believe that things are draining to you when you're not aligned and you're not doing the things that you're supposed to be doing.
That's a word.
Like I use the term draining because I can't really think of any other term to think of, but it brings me hope and it also brings me like a lot of like happiness to like fix problems and be the person that comes to me and be like, hey, I have a problem. I need a solution. I don't care how much money it is. I don't care what you got to do. Figure it out. So like I said, like it kind of like bestows like, you know, like the responsibility to me. And then when people actually bestow that responsibility to you, you have a responsibility within yourself to come through. So that right there, even though I'm actually pouring into them because they believe in me and I'm able to kind of like take a lot of weight off their shoulders, that at the same time pours energy into me to keep on doing the things that I'm doing. And I think that's very, very special.
It's beautiful to be in a place that you enjoy what you're doing
yes.
in itself.
Yeah,
like, that
yeah,
is a beautiful blessing.
And then
not
also,
a lot of people that are in that position.
Because the reason why, Candace, the reason why people don't really understand it within the industry is because they don't really understand the bigger picture. They just see, okay, let's say like the lowest levels. Like, you know, when I say low, like, you know,
promoters.
Don't kill me when I say lowest, okay? Because there's a lot of great promoters out there, okay?
I knew that's what you wanted to say.
Semantics, okay? Man, yeah, I got to bring these 10 girls in because I got to get this amount of money and I got to do this and that. No. Like, I get to choose to actually bring 10 beautiful or whatever the case ladies to actually experience a venue on behalf of me to make sure they have a good time. And they come to me like, yo, Bishop, you know what I'm saying? Like, I love what you did. You took care of us. And then thank you so much. We felt safe for you because there's a lot of, can I curse?
Yes.
There's a lot of fuck-ass promoters out here that be like taking advantage of like women and all that stuff and going crazy and be drugging them and all that. We can get into that another time. But it's like, there's so many like just disgusting promoters out there, but there's only the few out there that actually like really, really like get women to really like experience nightlife, you know, differently. But if you're able to like really, really like take that responsibility within yourself and actually like, you know, give them that experience, that feeds into you other than just trying to just get a paycheck. So to answer your other question, it's at the same time, you know, like clients just become family, you know? And sometimes friends,
family is aggravating.
True, but then also friends and family also become clients as well.
Right.
And I do think that it's bundled up for a reason. I've back in the day, I've always, and I'm talking too much, let me know. So
live your life.
Okay. Like, you know, I do think that in the beginning when I first started, like I never ever wanted to like mix business with pleasure or like mix business with like family. Mm-hmm. But if I can't do business with you, like you can't be in my life.
Interesting.
Like you cannot be in my life because if I for instance, like we're friends, right? Mm-hmm. And it doesn't have to be like, oh, we have to be business partners and like in bed with each other and all that stuff. But it's like, if I'm a person that has all this information and I see you, Ms. Candace Chung, that's actually having a problem or that wants to be solved within, you know, podcasting, and I have that knowledge to you, and you have that, I need to give that knowledge to you, but I don't, then it's like, why are we friends? Then that means that I'm not taking the initiative to like even like try to level up or maybe even ascend, you know, you as a person. Because if I love you as a friend, I love you as an individual, I want the best for you. You know?
But do you only feel aligned with people that have businesses, like does someone need to have a business to be your friend?
No.
Okay.
No, see, that's the difference. I don't need you to be my business partner. I don't need you to do that. But like, if you can be just a 9-to-5er, if you just have a side project, and I'm helping you out with that, and then maybe we can kind of transition that and maybe grow into a business, great. But like we're getting older. Like we don't have so much time in this world. So yes, I'm not saying that I don't like fun, of course. Like, you know, like
you just need people that are building
I provide
something.
Experiences for a living. I know what fun is. Right. But I'm not gonna just sit around with someone knowing that I can actually upgrade them and actually just, you know, give them my wisdom so they can actually be better. And just stay to the wayside. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna try to like, you know, build them.
No, of course. I feel like it is like a personal duty and spiritual responsibility that if you have wisdom and you have a knowledge to be shared with someone else that can help them cut down the time on what it took you to learn that, it is up to you to share that with that person. That is, sharing is caring. Like that's essentially what it is. So when it comes to managing your relationships though, like how do you know if people are actually trying to be your friend or if they're trying to use you or they're just trying to get freebies.
So I talk about this in my brand and also my academy as well. When it comes to I teach people how to network. And for me, I always contradict myself because I'm always about relationships over transactions. However, I don't mind transactional relationships or transactional connections. The reason why I don't, because the only time that I don't is when I know exactly who you are as a person and I know upfront what your agenda is and you have that communication with me, then I know where to place you. I know where to place you as far as just being a person who just, okay, you have this, I have that, and then, or I can actually build this legacy or build this.
You know what you're dealing with.
Exactly. It's the same thing. You remember the
yes, we've talked about this briefly.
The question I have during the presentation is would you rather have a man be very, very honest with you, right? Be like, yo, listen, Ma, you cute, this and that, I want to take you home. Not saying that you would or wouldn't, but now you have all the information in front of you to see what you would do or what you would not would do. What you don't want is someone to try to take you out, woo you,
right,
wine and dine you, and they just want to have your body and make you think that they want a relationship when they don't.
Right.
That is honestly the difference. And what was the other side of that question?
No,
that was it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So if I'm able to just understand where to put people, then I know how to move in a room full of vultures. You know what I'm saying? Also, here's another thing too. When it comes to romantic relationships and women that I court in the beginning, I don't tell them what I do.
Interesting.
No.
I mean, that's one of the first things that people ask in this city, though. How do you move around that question?
I tell them that I'm a glorified babysitter.
That would be so annoying to me.
Yeah, and that's
what are you talking about?
So, I guess for me, it's always about just gauging and also just seeing where the energy is and just try to
But are you basing that off of how you encountered them and where you met them?
Yeah, that could be it.
That's a big thing for men.
That could be
whether
it.
they met you on Instagram or whether they met you in person.
If I meet you, Candace Chuck, at Barnes and Nobles, I'm not gonna be hey.
Or if you meet them at an event, that proximity comes into play.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Because I never ever want. So what I will say is that I have a lot of access to this city that a lot of people don't. I do have a reputation that far exceeds me, and because of that, like I said, like we talked about before, I have to protect my reputation with my life. So, who I deal with on a friendship level, on a business level, on a platonic level, on a romantic level, has to be very, very calculated.
That must be tiring, though.
Why do you think so?
I want to move authentically. I don't want to always have to think about...
But what's to say that I'm not moving authentically, or that path is not authentically
Define to
moving?
me what calculated means to you. Maybe we have different definitions.
Calculated, just understanding where that person is that I'm connecting with and where to put them or where they're going to put me. Just not blindly just being naive.
So,
does that make sense?
Now I have a better understanding.
Okay.
So I would tie that more to the word intentionally.
Okay. So not calculation, but intention.
Calculated more feels strategic to me. More I need to sort out some things about you before I figure out how I want to move with you.
Mm-hmm.
And intentional just comes across more okay, I'm going to get to know, I'm going to take some time, and I'm going to place you where you show me that you belong, essentially. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And then also on a romantic standpoint, I do believe that, women, just in general, especially when they're interested in you, they want to see, not on some gold digging shit, but just they want to see the security, the stability, to see who you are as a man. You know what I'm saying? I think that's very, very important. But then also it's how intentional I can be to see where to place you as far as if you're gonna take advantage. Because that's happened to me before. I bet. Yeah, I've had women that literally would be
women love lifestyle.
Yes, they do. Yeah, no, definitely. But I'm the type of person where I want to find out if that's all that you like, This can be all taken away in a blink of an eye.
Right.
So if that happens, are you going to be there when I have nothing? And that's like kind of like where I'm kind of like at, and which is very, very not exhausting. Exhausting is not the right word. It's very challenging, I should say.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it feels like a lot
from
of
the romantic standpoint, it's very, very challenging.
A lot of questioning has to go on. A lot of things have to pop up in your head and looking at, and people are really good actresses and actors right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're good at putting on personas.
Yeah.
And people are like literally in their persona as it's them. And I can't imagine how you have to read through personas, because I think that in my relationships, platonic, non-platonic, whatever, I give things time, but you may not have as much time as I have based on the experiences that you may expose people to and things like that. So
there's also tolerance too. Like, I don't know if I'm as tolerable as I am, you know? Kind of just going back into, I guess, like certain modes of like relationships. I would like to have a family one day. You know, I would like to, you know, have a wife and also have kids. But as I'm building right now, and you know, I'm not rich, but you know what I'm saying, I'm definitely not broke. Am I gonna find somebody at my age that as far as everything that I want in a woman, is that person going to want me, like, for me, on top of everything I can actually, you know, provide? You know what I'm saying?
So you see a lot of beautiful women all the time.
Yeah, definitely.
You feel like you got a type?
So this is, you know.
You have a pattern?
Yeah, no, I definitely have a type. So I definitely do have access to, and also I do know.
Because you really need a secure woman.
Yeah, no, facts. I know definitely like the most beautiful women here in Miami, and also in other states as well too. Mm-hmm. But the women that I actually, I guess, deal with, I should say, in air quotes, is not necessarily the women that like I would actually be with, like, when I go out and like, and who I'm like connected with.
Interesting.
No, it's not. Like, you know what really pisses me off? Like, a lot of, especially black women, a lot of black women think that I only date white women.
You look like that.
See, this is the kind of shit that I'm talking about, dog. Like, what does that look like?
Y'all tell me if I'm wrong.
No, like, that's furthest from the truth.
Or like
Black queens forever, snow bunnies never.
No, never is crazy.
Yeah.
Never is very definite.
No, absolutely no.
All right, if we catch this man slipping, they coming for your neck. They're coming for your neck.
Listen. I mean, I intend to marry a black woman.
Okay.
Absolutely. Okay. So it's like when people see me with like certain women, like in certain aesthetics, like my type, I mean, it's like, yeah, black, you know, Afro, you know, fit, thick as well too. You know what I'm saying? As least amount of, you know, surgery as possible. At least as amount of surgery as possible. But then, like, when you see me out, if I go out and you see me, I live and all that stuff, like the women I'm with and the women I know, completely the opposite. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because when it comes to service, it's not necessarily about what I like; it's about what my clients like.
Okay.
That's the thing.
You wow.
Mm-hmm. But what I also do is, because I don't know if you don't know this, you know, like there is a lot of discrimination when it comes to nightlife, as far as like, you know, like skin tone,
yes.
and, you know, colorism and,
yes.
and all that. So whenever I go out, as far as like,
I realized that in DC actually.
DC is crazy. Yeah, and that's actually not as talked about as it needs to be.
The brownest city at that, which is very like I'm so
it's crazy.
Confused.
No, it's absolutely crazy. Yeah, we need to talk about that off the air. But like
so
but for me is whenever I have like, you know, my dinners, like I collab with like, you know, different restaurants or whatever, like I make sure that my table is as dark as possible.
I know that's right.
As blackity black as possible.
Move around.
Yes, if it ain't brown, it's not going down. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for real. So, you know, because I do think that representation on all standpoints and every single facet as far as industries needs to be there.
Right.
You know? So, yeah, it's just interesting. Yeah, it's just so interesting. Like, people think I only date white women. Like, it's just like, or Spanish. Like, no, No. Even though I almost married actually a white woman.
All
Actually,
right, so look at you, proving
hold
points
on,
out here.
hold on.
Like,
I
what?
can't, no. See, no, wait. Hold on. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Is this a safe space?
I'm listening. It is a safe space, actually.
No, so like back in the day, actually, before I went to FIU, I actually dated a white girl, and I actually got into like a clinical depression because the last year we stopped having sex, we stopped doing a lot of things, and she started like neglecting me. I gained like 150 pounds. I was about 465 when I was like at the tail end of her, and I caught her cheating on me with an ex-husband in the act.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Plot twist.
And that was actually
Shorty was married
the day
in college?
Huh?
In college?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
I thought I did it young.
No. So I was like 22 at the time. So I was a little bit older. 22 or 23. I can't remember. But yeah. I mean, she was from one of the southern states, and she was actually a CEO of an IT company. So
wow.
Both of her company was in one of the southern states, and also DC, and also New York. So she used to bounce around. So that's how I actually met her. I actually met her like at a bar, or like at an event, I think actually. And so when I found that out, I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna be done with that. And then
you just never went back.
So I will be honest. Never went back. Never went back. It's crazy. So Trayvon Martin was actually the pivotal moment to why I
dedicated to black women.
Yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm. If it wasn't for Trayvon Martin, I'd probably be married to a white woman right now. Honestly.
Wow.
Yeah, just to be very honest.
Okay.
So in the beginning, in like high school and middle school and high school, I was like I was an Oreo, honestly. Like I wasn't considered one of the cool kids, growing up. So all the black women that I actually wanted, they would like clown me. They would like disparage me. They would like tear up like my Valentine's Day gifts when I'm trying to give them, And after that, they didn't want me. But then Becky and Tatiana in the corner over there, like, yo, come over here. Say it's love over here.
There's always a couple.
Listen, and this is actually one of the stories. This is a lot of stories. This is like one of like the main stories of a lot of black men, honestly, where like I guess we wasn't as cool back then, and not all, but some black women did not necessarily want us. But then when we grow up now, because the same women that actually did not want me back then, now they want me now, and they have 3 kids with 2 baby fathers, going crazy. Hey, big head, what's up? I see you in Miami turning up. I'm coming in for a weekend. We should definitely link up. You know what I'm saying?
But the trauma of that rejection is what turned you towards another ethnicity?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
It's really nice to hear someone admit that. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely, definitely, because we always say this thing about don't go where you're not celebrated. Don't go where you're tolerated. Go where you're celebrated.
Well, I've also encountered, when I'm having these types of conversations, like men like to chuck it up to like, I just want something different.
Nah.
Like I want that's why they go with Latina shorties. They want like they want to hear a different language. They want different food.
I think that answer is an excuse, and it's also connected to self-hate. That is self-hate.
Ooh.
No. That what I did was not self-hate.
Because I'm like,
no, that
but your mama though.
No, that's what I'm saying. No, that answer, that shit pisses me off. Like no, like you did that because you wasn't messing with because of some internal issues that you did not want to fucking deal with. And then you thought that this would be better. Me personally, I got literally rejected, and then I got celebrated over there. I was like, you know what? I feel safe here.
Okay.
Yeah. So fast forward with Trayvon Martin, when he was killed, and the white, I guess, constituents that I thought that were my friends were definitely not my friends.
Ooh.
That's when it started to get real, because I'm thinking that the friends and the brothers that I had who were
circumstance showed.
Yeah, for real. Whereas like, no. Like he deserved that shit to happen. Why did he, why was he wearing a hoodie to begin with? You know what I'm saying? Like they were signing with, fuck ass Zimmerman. So then I looked at it, I was like, wait a minute. These people are not for me.
Right.
Like, they don't fuck with, they really don't, they only fuck with black people when they want to. not because not because of anything else. So, and I was like diving deep, and I was having wars and conversations of like she's trying to defend, my fallen brother. That obviously I didn't know him, but obviously he's a brother because he's us. And those conversations were very, very violent.
Yeah.
Very racist and very, very, I'm like, yo, who the fuck are you people? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not trying to paint a brush, but at that time I was like, wow, okay, so I guess you guys are not necessarily for me. Right. So then after that.
Because it really could have been me. It could have been.
Literally. So like, it didn't matter if it was me or not. If it was me, like, it doesn't matter because of my skin tone. It's like, no, we're not rocking with it. So, and that was when, like, the time where, like, I think Obama, like, he won his second term, and then it was like a whole thing. We can talk about Obama another time. But then after that, I was like, you know what? Nah, like.
So now you like that brown.
No, but the thing is, it's not necessarily just about what I like, especially right now. It's about what my civic duty is to my black woman. Yeah. Like, when I marry, it's not just about love. Like, me, like, it's probably going to be about maybe 30, maybe 40% love, maybe, if that.
Okay.
The most of it is going to be my civic duty that I have to my community and also to my tribe to be able to further the lineage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I want to talk about how your size also plays into all of this.
Yeah, sure. No problem.
So a soft 6'10".
Soft 6'10" and a half.
And a half.
No, a hard 6'10" and a half. A soft 6'11".
We're going to get it right one day.
Yeah.
So
like, when
did you get to this height?
Like, when was the moment where I was like, oh shit, I'm taller than everybody?
Yes.
So in high school, when I first came in ninth grade, I was 6'2". Then my sophomore year, I was 6'3". No, wait. Yes, 6'3". My junior year, I grew from 6'3" to 6'7".
Okay.
And I just grew. And then after that, I went from 6'7" to 6. So when I grew that amount, as far as from 6'3" to 6'7", I was like, oh shit, okay. Like, okay, I'm definitely taller than you. Yep, I'm definitely taller than you. And I'm growing. I was playing ball at the time, but
you were in your own self-awareness, or were you just going off of the reactions of people around you?
It was both. It was a combination of both.
Because when I see people around you, they cannot help but commentate on it, and I don't know if that's like annoying to you.
The funny part is, at times I be forgetting like how large I am.
Okay.
Because I was never this, like, I guess, not braggadocious, but I was not very as animated as, like, or colorful, I should say, as I am back in the day.
Right.
Hell no. Like, I was just a nerd. Like, I was a late bloomer.
But even more to that point, like, you are sticking out then.
Yeah.
And you're more introverted, would you say?
Yeah, I was very, very introverted back then. But what I'm saying is, even now, since I do have like more of a great personality, at times, like, I be forgetting that my size also amplifies my personality.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I've had women tell me, like, yo, listen, honestly, like, you're just way too big for me. You know, I was like, girl, like, what are you talking about? We haven't even gone to the bedroom yet. Like, we talking about how I'm too big.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I was like, yo, like, how can you say that? Like, no, seriously. They're like, yo, listen, honestly, like, you a vibe. I like, you know what I'm saying, what you saying. Can't do this.
But I can imagine as well, like, when you walk into a room, everyone do they just stare at you?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So that, so that's for one. But on top of that, have you had to tailor your approach to certain things because maybe people have a certain impression of you off of your size?
Yeah.
Like, they may already, like, think whatever. Like, as a big black man, they may find you intimidating
and scary, and also, like, you know, potentially violent as well.
So how have you had to, like,
which has actually
also
actually dissipated a lot of the racism that I actually could have, like, experienced throughout my life.
I'm sorry, one more time?
I said that my size has actually mitigated is the right word, like, my racist, like, experiences that I've had for my personal, like, I've only had about maybe like 2 personal racist experiences, and, like, maybe if that.
Interesting. I actually wanted to bring that up when you were talking about the snow bunnies and things like that, because I was like, have you encountered that in your business?
No.
But how has it mitigated? What do you mean? Like,
because people are afraid of me.
Oh,
because of fear. Oh shit, big black man. Okay,
they said not that
yeah,
one.
yeah. No. I actually consider myself a microcosm of a very, very beautiful woman.
Really?
No, I'm serious. As far as like the attention that I receive.
Yeah.
So like I can walk around right now for the whole day and I'll probably average about maybe 10 conversations, maybe 8 that people want to talk to me. I'll also average maybe about 2 to 3 pictures that people want to take with me. Like people literally just bother me. Which at times I have to always just be conscious of, because just as how you feel because you are a black woman, you can't really react the way that you want to.
Right.
It's the same thing with me. Because if I actually react the way that I want to when people are like rude and want to talk to me, when I'm on the phone and want to get a picture, and I want to just yell and scream, "Oh, get the fuck out of my face," I can't do that.
No. I mean, in general, as a human,
In
I
general,
don't think you should do that. But
well, in general,
it
as a
comes
human,
off even more abrasive
exactly.
because of your size.
Yeah, and now I'm the boogeyman if I do that.
Right. So how have you had to tailor, not your personality, but I guess your mannerisms around your size when it comes to, not people pleasing, I don't want to call it people pleasing,
No,
but
necessarily that.
just making sure that people, you know, it's like us with mean mugging. Like it's
Yeah,
so
no, I got
annoying
you.
to
I
be
got you.
walking down the street and a man is like, "Smile, baby," or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
So,
like this is my face.
so you know what? I kind of want to get into that a little bit later, if that's
okay.
okay, because I actually want to. I have a perspective when it comes to that, but I do understand what you're
But I
saying.
have realized my demeanor.
Yeah.
You know, it looks. I want to be approachable. I do. I want people to talk to me, and because I have something to say.
No,
and I
do
know that I
too.
have something to offer.
But do you
so
want to talk to people after like 5 or 6 or maybe even 10 interactions in a day?
If that's what God has brought to me, yes.
Okay.
Because who am I to turn people away that are coming to me? They're coming
Yeah.
to me. They might be coming to me for an initial reason.
No.
But I can give them more substance.
That's a really good point.
Once they approach
Yeah,
me.
and then that's the reason why I call myself the walking icebreaker, because I don't need to break any ice at all, because the ice is already broken when people talk to me.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So like for me, you know, it's yeah, that's actually a very good point, because I try to have humility as much as possible and just be graceful and show grace, because I don't want to spit God in the face for like the talent and also like the gifts that he has given me.
Right.
So I try to, but sometimes it's tiring, man. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like there's times I just don't want to be talked to at all.
I get that.
And especially since like, you know, I'm 6'11", like I'm not even just tall. Like I'm just like, you know, like I'm also like huge as well too. I have a presence. I know that. I'm building like, you know, my social media and also like my status and also like my reputation here in Miami exceeds itself. So it's like all those multiple levels. Like I can't. There's no way. Like I'm just destined to just be great and also famous.
So you
as well
can't
too.
fault people when they, you know,
I know,
when
Candace,
you see someone.
I know, but it gets tiring,
and
man.
they look a certain way or they dress a certain way, you're like, damn, who is that?
Oh,
like,
especially since I've been wearing my suits now. That's another thing too. Oh Lord, right? Ever since I've been Shouts State and Liberty.
I realized that from the gym. Like people come up to me sometimes and they're like, "What do you do? Like, are you a track?" Like everyone always thinks I'm a track star or I'm always like
for
like
real.
a model or whatever.
Yeah.
Like there are certain statures that
You
you're like.
seem like you're preparing for the Olympics.
That's dragging it.
Like
That's OD.
No, that's.
But
too much
I'll
OD.
take that because
Yeah.
we put in work.
Yeah.
But I understand that's what comes with it though. And I see it as a sense of like admiration and respect and just curiosity of like, who are you? And like,
Facts.
how did you get this way?
Facts. Yeah, it's. But you're right. I'm glad you said that. It's just. It can get tiring, but at the same time too, like you can't spit God in the face for what God has given you. You know what I'm saying?
Never.
Because you know, it's just different ways, and also kind of like honestly, like it's a cheat code, because like
People are always attracted to the physicality.
Yeah.
If the physicality
Yeah.
brings you to me, I'm come
Yeah.
here and I'm gonna be like a Venus flytrap
Yeah,
and I'm gonna show you all the great things that are encapsulated inside.
No, facts. Like for me, I can literally, and this is not crazy, but like, I can be like, you know what? All right, so I got about 3 hours. Let me go to Moxie's and just stand by the bar. I want to get like 3 clients today, and just literally just stand there.
Make it work.
People approach me. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think I just need to just like magnify that to like, honestly to the 10th degree to just, to do what I got to do. So
it's like your self-awareness turned into the it translated into self-confidence, because all these things have to tie into each other,
facts,
right? Like
facts.
you can have self-awareness without self-confidence.
Oh, and then here's another thing, Ms. Candace.
Yes.
Whenever I haven't even started to make content surrounding my height and size, 2025 is going to be amazing. Like for real. I got a couple.
We were talking about this in the gym.
I got a couple of concepts.
I recall.
Can Bishop fit? Have I told you about that?
No.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So all my clients that do have like supercars and like the Uruses and the McLarens and the Porsches and the Ferraris, we're gonna line it all up. Each client, they have about 5 or 6 cars each, and then we're just gonna film, and then it's gonna be like, hey, can Marvel fit?
I know when I first saw you, I was like,
what was your first thought? Yeah, what was your first thought when you first saw me?
I wanted to know how you fit on an airplane.
First class only, baby. First class only.
But these are
yeah, first class.
It has to be right.
No. Like for instance, like okay, I'll give you an example. Like I'm going to Japan next summer. I already found out like what the prices is, or hopefully by December I can pay it. I'm going to be paying close to about $12,000 for first class. Candace, there is no way on God's green earth that I can fit in the car. I would die.
No, yeah,
I would literally die.
Your body would just
I can't fit.
Melt.
Yes.
It'd be done. You'd be very uncomfortable.
Yeah, so there's things that you
it's
can
expensive.
do. And you're not even that short anyway as a woman, but like just being someone who's shorter than me, there's just certain things that like you can do and can't do, and also vice versa. Like you don't have to hit your head on the damn top of the damn door, you know what I'm saying? You can just sneak in maybe to an event, you know what I'm saying? That's another thing. I can't sneak. I can never ever rob a bank. If I want to rob a bank, I can never do that.
Right.
Hell no.
Right.
Yeah, even if I have my mask on and everything. Be like, 12 midnight heist. Bishop, he did it. Go get him.
It's just interesting to see you, because when I first saw you, I didn't really have any like, I'm someone that just thinks very deeply. I think beyond the surface though, you know, right? So like I will see a big person and I'll be like, I want to know how to make them gentle, or like what makes them gentle. Like that's like I always want to know like the inside. So my brain just works like particularly differently. And once I heard you speak, I was like, okay, gentle giant.
Yeah, not too much on that though. a lot of people when they first met me, or when they actually see from the outside in, like I've had people tell me that like I am like, they feel like I'm a terror, like they think I'm this mean person. Yeah, I don't know, but then when they
without hearing you speak.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah, I can, especially when I don't have my glasses on.
But these are like societal concessions. Like when you see something big, towering, you think monster. That's how monsters are perceived. They tower over, buildings, cartoon characters, whatever the case may be. You brought up something that you said you wanted to talk about. Do you remember what it was? We were talking about...
the smiling thing.
The what?
The smiling thing.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah. So why does you particularly... when a man asks you to smile, why does that bother you?
Because let me be in my mood. You don't know what I'm going through. And we know I giggle and laugh. If you know me, I laugh at everything, whether it's with you or at you.
No, you're a pleasant person. I do get that.
I laugh.
Yeah,
it's to a point where it bothers people. So on top of that, like, it's just like I'm already a smiley person. So if I'm in a mode where like my face is my face, and I understand that based on my features or whatever the case may be, it may look like mean mugging. It may look like I'm genuinely upset. So someone may initiate that type of comment because they're trying to make me feel better because they think that I'm upset. But like, I'm just like, there's a million other things to say to me other than, and that's just such an overused commentary
and that can be kind of
overall. And if you agree with me, put it in the comments that we are just tired of that.
Yeah, I would also say too that can definitely come across as a little coercive as well. Like I do get that. I think
sometimes you just need to let beautiful women be. Like, just don't even acknowledge us. Like, we don't need the cat calling. We don't need the commentary. We don't need any of that.
But how about this then? What if the man just not necessarily just want to? They don't want to just holler at you. They just want to just, you know, it's like, hey, just want to let you know, like, you look great. Have a great day. Boom.
Much
gone.
preferred.
Yeah.
Way more preferred.
I think so. The way
a compliment and go, like a dash and go, is the best.
I think we're just really like at a very, very low point in our society where
the bar is in hell.
That too, but like we have to add, like us as black men, like we have to ask our black women to smile. That's where I'm going with this.
Why do you feel that way?
Oh Lord.
because it is a difference. I don't think that we want to be asked. It's either put a smile on our face or just left me alone. Mm-hmm. Why are you asking me to do something that I don't want to do or wasn't naturally induced?
So I'm not saying that if the person asks you to smile and then you don't, and then he keeps on going on and he makes fun of you and he kind of pries at you, I'm not talking about that. Like, I just think
but
that...
when men say that, what are they shooting for? Like, you genuinely want me to smile at you and then move, like,
so,
is that what the goal is?
So I think this is just another example of like how men and women, especially black men and black women, we just misunderstand each other. At times, and I'm not saying that not all the time, but at times, men don't get love at all. Like, men don't really get any recognition when it comes to them just getting cheered for, them getting kind of validation and all that. Like, I think it's just, what am I trying to say? I think it's like, for me personally, I have seen women, black women, just like automatically like smile at black men, and then like it literally makes their day.
Awesome, but that's about you.
No, well,
that's
not me personally.
No, I'm not saying you, but like
okay.
In a sense of like, okay, it makes their day. So you want me to do something to make you feel away?
Yeah, but
that's not my responsibility.
I'm not. Okay, so
I'm hearing you, but
I'm hearing you too.
Okay,
I understand that. It's just, I think you're respectfully. I think you're coming from a place of individuality and not like community and also society based. You're like, oh, why am I responsible to do this, and that?
I'm thinking more context. Like, I'm walking down the street.
Yeah,
I'm a random woman. You're a random man.
Hear you.
The context is like, why do you feel like what?
Yeah, no, I get. I've never. See, here's me personally, because number one, I don't give a fuck. That's number one. Number two, like, I've never asked a woman to just smile. In my life. Miss Candace, I've never done that. No, I haven't. I've never just vehemently, unsolicitedly just asked a woman to smile.
Well, congratulations, because the rest of your species.
Yeah, rest of your species is crazy work. Yeah, no, I can understand where black women are coming from as far as like how that can make them feel uncomfortable, but then I can understand from
it's
black.
It's not even uncomfortable. It's annoying.
Hold on. I also understand from black men why they would ask, and it has nothing to do with like trying to hook up with you or trying to have sex with you or trying to like court you or whatever. At times, they just honestly just want that to just make them like we do things for y'all that like when we don't even get any type of validation or any type of credit to make y'all like feel better. It happens all the time.
But it does not feel like it's for us. It feels like it's for the person saying it, and that's what I'm coming from. Like,
okay, well that could be valid. That could be valid. I got you.
Attention grabber. Like it's like you want my attention. You don't know how to use your words properly. You made your two brain cells that you have left in your brain not getting along. So that's the best thing that you could have come up with to get me to see you.
Yeah, I'm not. And this is a really good conversation. I'm not contesting your stance on why black men or just men in general are asking women to smile, because I already just stated that coercive nature is unacceptable. I just feel that there's a reason why people are asking other people to smile, because we're not feeding each other.
I understand that. Yeah, it's
that's all I gotta say about that.
On a collective note, trying to get everyone to rise and feel more positive. And feel,
like what I try to do, honestly, on a daily basis.
But there's things that are overused.
I hear you. What I try to do on a daily basis, like even on a daily basis, like I would like see like I'm talking like fine fucking women. I'm talking about like 9s, 10s, like beautiful fucking women. Not even try to approach them. Not even try to get their number. I just say, hey, listen, I just wanted to come over here. Listen, you look absolutely stunning today. Have a good day. Boom. Gone.
That's the best.
You know what I'm saying?
I was walking down the street the other day from Trader Joe's, and I'm walking home, and I did not know this person, never seen them in my life. He said, "I'm proud of you." I said,
"Yeah, no, we got."
I literally was baffled. I'm like, do we know each other?
what do you want from me?
I still don't even know what he was proud of me for. Was it from seeing me carry 5 bags on each arm and I just look strong? I have no idea what the man was proud of me for, but I walked away like, that was for me. Like, that made me feel good because it was just a dash and go. It wasn't like, oh, let me get your number. It did not feel like he was trying to get my attention. He genuinely was trying to share something he felt about seeing me and just let me be. And I was like, wow.
Well put.
Thank you if you ever see this.
Yeah.
Like,
but
that's different.
But what I will say too is that, like, at the same time, I think that we need to come collectively on just giving each other more compliments and giving each other more flowers, but also like really just like focus on the men to like also give their flowers as well too, as far as just compliments, because men do not get that. What like the comparison as far as what women get versus what men get, like men as far as compliments and making them feel better, at the bottom. Women, like, and it doesn't matter. I'm talking about like if it's like at an agenda or whatever, like it's just the compliments and like I guess just praising happens on an all-time high versus men, which is on an all-time low.
Yes, when I see a handsome man and I tell him that he's handsome, it's like he glistens.
Listen, you ever seen black man blush?
No, actually.
Yeah, for real, yeah.
So
and that's beautiful.
That.
Yeah, that's good.
I get that. On one side, it's being like in a sense of like overused or like overly abused. Like we're just like tired of the redundancy of it all, and then you guys are not getting enough of it. So I can understand how like if it was shared, it would maybe like even out. So I get what you're saying.
Yeah, definitely.
That makes sense. Okay, anything else?
I just want to say I'm proud of you.
Oh, thanks.
No, for real.
I really appreciate it.
Miss Candace is doing her thing. You know what I mean? She out here doing these pods.
It's been a long
shout out to Keisha's studio, by the way. We need to do that.
The 529 Miami studio is
529
beautiful.
Miami studio. Shout outs to you. I was actually speaking to her earlier today. We're probably going to be doing some business. But yeah, I'm happy to actually come here. My first time actually being in the studio with none other than the Miss, great.
No, I really
Miss,
appreciate you
Miss
coming.
Chung.
I really appreciate you encouraging me. You are one of the first people that, listen, I don't know if we like brushed on this. When I first got to Miami and I walked into the gym, this gentle giant came up to me and what did you say to me? He
I said something wild. I was
said
like
something so crazy to me that I couldn't just help but be like, what?
No, what did I say? Oh, I think you know what? And I actually do this.
Like you were like, is that your machine or something?
No.
Crazy?
I know exactly what I said. I actually do this to like all black women.
I was irritated.
I know. I do this to all black women that actually go to our gym. I was just like, and if I don't know them, I'm like, listen, I just want to let you know that like I've never seen you before. So since I haven't seen you before, you know what I'm saying? I need you to state your name, gangster, and also like, just give me your credentials.
Oh yeah, it was something like that. Yeah. And I was like, who is this and why is he trying to size me up? Because I'm the right one.
Now, here's the thing. Would that have worked if I was not 6'11"?
Hold
on. Like real talk. If I was like 5'5" and I would have done that, would have escalated into like maybe more of an argument?
Probably.
Yeah, see?
It was.
So yeah.
It was still
Yeah. You would let, because it's like, it's just funny how like a tall ass dude is just saying that to like, a smaller dude, a smaller person or whatever, and it's just kind of like banter. But like, and that's another thing too when it comes to like my size. I get away with so much shit. I get away with so much stuff because of my size.
I mean, it ain't nothing to hit you with
upper. Like, I don't know if you can reach there. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I took that into account, but it was just more like, is this person, I literally said to myself, is this person trying to size me up? Do they think that they own the gym? So I didn't even know how to respond.
Is your name Mateo?
I didn't know what was going on. And I was like, you're new here. Yeah. Don't be rude. You don't know who this is, because that's the thing about Miami. Like you never know who you're talking to.
Oh, it's a small ass world here, because the one person that you piss off can actually just gatekeep and just cut you off with a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? It never would have went there anyway, but I just think, because of my size, because I have such a great sense of humor, I'm just able to just get away with a lot of shit that other men can't.
But I did see your inner dork because I'm a dork.
Yeah.
And I was like, look at dorks seeing dorks because who would say that? Like, why are you saying that to me? And you just try to start a conversation, so let me give you a conversation. Hi, I'm Candace. Like, so that's how we became friends.
Hell yeah.
It's been history since then, and he's really been encouraging me, and he's really been pouring into me. He's a very, very knowledgeable person. He has a lot of resources. If you ever need help in Miami, this is the man to go to. And can you tell them where to find you?
Yeah, at Marvel Bishop on multiple platforms, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn. I'm actually starting a gaming channel.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know.
Nigga, what the hell?
I know. Find me at Marvelous007 on Twitch. Gonna be doing that. Yeah, I mean, listen, I got like over 3 decades of like gaming experience, so I got to be able to monetize that somehow. So.
Do your thing.
Yes.
I really appreciate you coming.
I appreciate
I really
you.
appreciate the conversation.
Yes, ma'am.